Hello, thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And on this particular training, we're going to continue talking about Zapier. And I say continue because I am hoping that you have already watched all of the other training videos that I've created up to this point. This is part of a larger training module teaching you how to take advantage of all of the options that are available to you with our Zapier integration. So at this point, if you've watched the other videos, you should know how to take data that was generated outside of PhoneBurner and push that data into a specific folder in your PhoneBurner account. And here are a couple sample contacts that we had pushed over through our examples. Now that we've talked about how we can get data into PhoneBurner, let's talk about how we can get data outside of PhoneBurner. Let me bring over a dial session here for a second. Let's say, for example, you're making calls in PhoneBurner and you want to get all of this call activity. Every time you call one of your contacts, you want to know that that contact was called in PhoneBurner and what the call outcome was. For example, in this case, set appointment. We might have some other CRM or some other system outside of PhoneBurner that needs to know what those call outcomes were. Or maybe we're calling them and it's a no answer. We want to log that activity in some other CRM. And so that's what we're going to be talking about as we go through this particular training. And we're going to be taking advantage of a feature inside of Zapier called Webhooks. So let's go ahead and close out of this, go back to Zapier, and we're going to create a new Zap in our Zapier Training 2021 folder. And for this particular Zap, the trigger event is going to be what's called a webhook. We're going to do a quick search for webhooks and grab the Webhooks by Zapier. And now we're starting to create our Zap. Let me give it a name real quick. I'm going to name this All PhoneBurner Calls because this is going to be used to log every call made in PhoneBurner into some other CRM. And in our particular case, we're going to continue to update our Google Doc. So once again, the app is Webhooks by Zapier and the event is going to be a catch hook. So we're going to choose catch hook right here and hit continue. What that does is that's going to generate a webhook URL. Here you can see it listed here. Now I'm not going to get into the details of webhooks. You can of course learn more through Zapier here if you'd like, but we just need to take this URL. We can copy it. I'm going to click this copy button here. That's going to copy that URL and now we can apply that URL within our PhoneBurner account so that each and every call that we make through PhoneBurner will be sent to this Zap so that we can log those calls in our external CRM or system. So I'm going to jump back over to PhoneBurner. We're going to go to our dial session settings in PhoneBurner, go to the dispositions, and we're going to start customizing these dispositions. So I'm going to go to my dialing set. I'm going to edit each button. If I go into each of these buttons, you'll see an option down at the bottom here for webhook. I'm going to paste that webhook URL into each and every disposition. Same URL in every disposition because in this particular case, I want every call that I make through PhoneBurner to be logged in whatever external system I'm using to track my contacts. Now, of course, I'm not going to go through all of the details on dispositions. Hopefully you've already watched that training and you know how to customize those. So I'm just going to go through these really quick and just get everything updated. And there we go. I have now applied that webhook URL to all of my dispositions and every call I make going forward. Once I click the disposition button, PhoneBurner will send the contact and call details to our Zapier webhook URL so that we can then log those calls in our external system. And that's it. That's how easy it is for you to create a webhook URL in Zapier and apply it to the dispositions. Make sure that you watch our next training because I'm going to show you how you can test that webhook URL to make sure that all of the calls that you're making are logging. Thanks for watching this video and happy dialing.